Let's look at creating a shipping method within TotalSnap Shop. So first of all, how does a shipping method benefit us? Well, let's imagine we have a customer and they come along and pick a product from our store and add that into their cart. Now, when they go to the checkout, if there are no shipping methods available to them, they're going to see a message that says, sorry, there are no shipping options, and they're not going to be able to complete the purchase. So it's a lost sale. So unless you mark a product as being free shipping, a customer can only complete a purchase if there's at least one non-zero shipping cost returned for their shipping address. So let's create a shipping method in our TotalSnap Shop. Now, we're already logged in here as the TotalSnap Shop vendor administrator, and we can reach this panel by navigating into your TotalSnap editor, selecting I want to change and choosing shopping cart, and then clicking log into the vendor account. We can see here that we currently don't have any shipping options set up, so let's go to the shipping method screen and click add shipping method, and that brings us onto this panel. Now, the first thing to say here is that there are two different ways in which we can calculate rates within a shipping method. We can either do this by defining a set of rules, so manual rates, by defined locations, or we can connect this to a real-time shipping processor, for example UPS, FedEx, Canada Post or USPS, to calculate the rates real-time as and when the customer hit the checkout. For this particular tutorial, I'm going to talk about manual rates, and I will cover the real-time specifics in the tutorial setting up a UPS shipping method. So I'm going to specify a name here. I'm going to call that TotalSnap Standard, and I'm going to specify a delivery time. Both of those two are visible to the customer in the checkout when they see information for your shipping option. I'm going to specify a weight limit, so minimum and maximum for which this shipping method is applicable. I'm going to assign the taxes that need to be charged associated with shipping. I'm going to allow this to be available to all user groups. It might be a case that you want to have a particular shipping method geared towards wholesalers where perhaps they're shipping in larger quantities. I'm going to allow this to be available to all visitors to the store, not just visitors from one location. And I'm going to create that. That's the basic details populated. Having done that, we now have a shipping charges panel that appears. And as you can see here, there are 65 locations for which we can define rules based on item cost, item weight, and the number of items having been placed in a particular order. What I would recommend here is before you start entering in values manually, I would suggest use a spreadsheet program or maybe a table on a piece of paper and just work out the different rate charges that you would want to apply for each location. There is a gotcha to bear in mind here. The default destination all countries only applies if a customer isn't identified as being from one of these other locations in the cart. And in fact, when a customer goes through onto the checkout and registers and sets up their address, they're actually restricted to being from one of these other 65 locations. So default destination or countries is actually redundant. Now, let's go and set up some rate values for British Columbia. So I'm going to say here a rate value of $10 to ship an item of more than CAD $0 in value. So that's kind of a default rule, if you like. When I save that, we can now see that we see this plus symbol. So that indicates that we now have a non-zero rate value for that location. Let's go set something up for Alberta, and this time I will set up a $15 value for items weighing more than £0. Now, for all of these three, I can add some additional variations. So let's say that more than £3 in weight, the cost increases to $20. And we'll create that, and now we can see we have a set of rules here. So we can create a number of different variations here, and I'm going to save that. And we can see now we have rates specified for those two. And if I head back and just save and close, there we go. That's our shipping method set up. Let's see what this looks like now to a customer as they progress through the checkout. So I'm going to go to my TotalSnap, which is author2.totalsnap.ca, and click Buy Now to come into the TotalSnap Shop. I'm going to quick view a product and add that to the cart. And I'm going to choose to head to the checkout. So I'm prompted to log in, and I can either register if I'm not already a registered customer. I have previously registered a customer who is located in British Columbia. If I sign in, there we can see our order summary. And here's what we see for the shipping method. So TotalSnap standard, 1 to 7 business days, and there's the rate which matches the manual rate we set up for British Columbia. And we can see that the shipping address here is British Columbia for that customer. So that's it. That's what a customer will see for that shipping method when they come through the checkout.